Now this story, I write all stories, right? I write picture books and I write chapter books. I write. You've got well. So kura toa. I do have a copy. Your cover might be different. Yeah, I actually like that cover more, to be honest. Yeah. But because of this one, you see, the patu. So they made the covers similar. That's what they did. This is another one. This is a much older one. And yeah, so I write picture books. That story I just shared at the beginning there about my teacher that I wanted to marry, I put those together. Not this one. This one here. This is Battleship. I'll tell you about Mrs. Battleship. She was pretty cool too. So that one you can find in here, as well as other experiences that I had when I was a young fellow growing up. So yeah, I write picture books, I write chapter books, I write everything. This one here they didn't know what to do with because it's a picture book, but a lot of my picture books are aimed at children. So I don't know so that's one of the. Did I bring any more at that time? Oh my goodness. Any more? There she is. So you may have seen these or any of the others that I've written. But this one here they didn't know what to do with. The publishers didn't know what to do with because it's a teenage story. It's aimed more at teenagers. So yeah, I'm going to read this one to you. So this one actually, I sent it to the publishers. They didn't know what to do with it, so they sat on it. They said, look, Tim, we're not going to publish it now, but can we just keep it for a while? And so they did that, and years later, they published it. Rewa finds his wings. Written by Tim Jeepene and illustrated by Joe Thapp. I'll show you the pictures too, because some of you might be right into your illustrating and art, and this is an avenue that you can follow. Rewa finds his wings. Oh, to be a bird, thought Rewa. How he would soar, touching the blue sky with the tips of his wings. He imagined being a piwai waka, fluttering about from branch to branch deep in the forest. He imagined being a keriru, flapping his wings to make a whooshing sound, swooping over treetops. He imagined being a tui, dancing through the air with his mate and singing such sweet song. Get back to work, Rewa, yelled his boss. I don't pay you to lie around all day. Rewa sighed and picked himself up. If only he was a bird, then he wouldn't have to work at a job that he didn't like. As always, Rewa worked until 5 o'clock, then headed home. How was work today? His mum asked. The same, Rewa said. Oh, I wish you were happy, Mum said. I'm all right, Mum, Rewa replied, not wanting her to worry. But Mum was worried. She asked Rewa to visit a friend she had up north, a tohunga. Now, tohunga know special things that no ordinary person knows. Rewa climbed into his car and drove up north. After a long drive, Rewa found the cranky old house. You don't look very happy, the tohunga said as soon as he saw Rewa. It's my job, Rewa replied. It's not what I want to be doing. What do you want to do? The tohunga asked. Have you ever changed anyone into a bird? Rewa joked. The tūhunga looked long and hard at him. Not for some time, the tūhunga said. Rewa was shocked. Really? Funny thing though, said the tūhunga. Every person who's become a bird seems to spend most of the time trying to be near people. Rewa didn't care. He collapsed on his knees in front of the tūhunga and pleaded, please, please, change me into a bird. Rewa said. The tūhunga sighed. All right, but you mustn't be a bird for too long. Otherwise you'll forget how to be a person and end up being a bird forever. Rewa agreed. So the tūhunga chanted over Rewa. As if waking from a dream, Rewa realised he was a bird, a piwaiwaka. Rewa flew outside and fluttered from branch to branch. He saw the sky and set off to soar high. Rewa flapped his wings hard and left the trees behind. Up and up he went, feeling the air about him. Rewa could see for miles. He could see streams becoming rivers, hills becoming mountains. The higher he flew, the more he could see. Come back, Rewa. Come back, cried the tūhunga. You'll forget. Rewa didn't care. He wanted to see more. You must come back now, Rewa, demanded the tūhunga. Rewa's wings became tired. He wasn't used to flying so high. Exhausted, he gently flapped down to the tūhunga and remembered how to be a person. The next day at work, Rewa couldn't stop thinking about his flight as a bird. When all the machines stopped for lunch, Rewa lay back and listened to the keridu cooing in a nearby tree and dreamed of flying higher. When work finished, Rewa jumped into his car and drove up north. The tūhunga wasn't surprised to see him. Rewa collapsed on his knees in front of the tūhunga and pleaded, please, please, change me into a bird again, Rewa said. The tūhunga looked long and hard at Rewa. Are you sure this is what you want? He asked. Yes. Please make me a keridu this time, Rewa replied. All right, but you mustn't be a bird forever, the tūhunga said. Rewa agreed, so the tūhunga changed Rewa. As if waking from a dream, Rewa realised he was a bird, a keridu. With a great whooshing sound, Rewa beat his wings. Rewa flew over the treetops. Hungry for height, he flew straight up. Up and up Rewa went until he could see whole towns and over mountains to where rivers met the ocean. Come back, Rewa, come back, cried the tūhunga. You'll forget. Rewa didn't care. He wanted to see it all. You must come back now, Rewa, demanded the tūhunga. Rewa's wings grew heavy. He wasn't used to flying for so long. Rewa gently flapped down to the tūhunga and remembered how to be a person. The next day, Rewa couldn't stand it any longer. He was fed up doing work he didn't like, so fed up that he walked off the job. His boss was angry, but Rewa didn't care. The only thing in his mind was soaring through the sky. Rewa hopped into his car and headed up north. You're early, the tūhunga said when he saw Rewa. Please turn me into a bird again, said Rewa. The tūhunga took a deep breath and frowned. Are you sure this is what you want? I want to be a tui this time. Rewa smiled. Well, as I've said before, Rewa, you mustn't be a bird for too long. Otherwise you'll forget how to be a person and end up being a bird forever, said the tūhunga. Rewa agreed. The tūhunga stood over Rewa and chanted. Rewa soon woke as a bird, a tui. Rewa danced through the air, singing sweet melodies. He flew high over the treetops. He flew higher to see the mountains behind the hills and where streams became rivers. Rewa flew even higher, seeing towns and over the mountains to where rivers met the ocean. Come back, Rewa! Come back! Cried the tūhunga. But Rewa flew even higher, up into the clouds. You must come back now, Rewa, demanded the tūhunga. Rewa swooped down and soared up high again, with the wind gently caressing his body. As Rewa touched the blue with the tips of his wings, he wore the sun on his back. Oh, Rewa, sighed the tūhunga. The tui saw the tūhunga below and flew down to be near him. The tūhunga smiled at the bird. Well, I see you're finally happy, Rewa. The tūhunga laughed. Birds just can't be people, he said. And that's Rewa finds his wings.
Hi, just a quick word to say that my books, including my latest for children, are available in-store and online. You can find a full list of my books at timtepene.com. If you're enjoying my content, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you for your support. Now back to the video.
I loved writing that story. When these stories come to me, I enjoy it. I tried many jobs after I got kicked out of school, and I couldn't settle. I had to find my thing, and my thing was writing. That's where that story came from. That's what, for me, it's about. I had to be a writer. I had to fly. That's right. I am. And I had to do that because I had to manage the trauma that I had from when I was a kid. My home was so full of violence,